Well, our next guest says lawmakers in Washington have no real vested interest whether people like you and me make money or lose it. All they do is serve a system which is clearly broken without any care for trying to fix it. Joining us now to talk about what's going on in Washington and how it personally affects your wallet, Steve Orr, president of Orr Financial Group and the author of The Noisemakers, Why They Keep Losing Your Money and How to Make It Stop. That's great. Steve, thanks for being with us.
Hey, it's great to be here.
To go along with what we just said, President comes out and says people might not get their Social Security checks.
Yeah, is that
What's
crazy
with the scare tactics?
Well, it wasn't just a few months ago that they told us Social Security was solvent, would last till 2036. And all of a sudden, it's broke and they can't send out checks next month. So, people need to stop, sit down, put their feet up, and think about this. You're still getting your Social Security taken out of your check. Everybody else out there is. That money that was coming in last month is coming in this month, and it goes back out to recipients, right? So did that stop? No, your taxes didn't stop, your Medicare didn't stop, your payroll withholding didn't stop. So are they taking that money from Social Security and what are they doing with it? Are they putting it into the budget? And no, it's going right back out. So your check will come next month just like it's supposed to.
Unless you believe Social Security is the biggest Ponzi scheme, then who knows where the money's going.
And it is a Ponzi scheme. That's my point. Which one are they lying about? They got to be lying about one of them, right? So we just need to figure out which one it is. And probably both.
Yeah, you seem to think we're on a death spiral.
Yeah, and what happens is this capitalist system that we live in is a perfect little chain, and if you pull on it in different directions, you're going to break it. And we're at the breaking point right now. And so if you have people don't want to buy anything, corporations then can't make anything. If they can't make anything, then people can't work there. People can't work there. They got no paychecks, and it gets worse and worse. And then the government wants to take more money, and they're spending trillions of dollars, and this thing just explodes. And that's where we're at right now. It keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
And so the culmination of, I suppose, is that we lose our AAA rating. Moody's threatening us, S&P threatening us, and we talked about how this clearly will affect interest rates.
Yeah, and interest rates will go up, and that makes things even worse. And there, the death spiral just accelerates. This is a crucial time in American history. We have got to stop this nonsense. We've got to stop these people in Washington doing what they're doing. That's why I call them noisemakers. They make a lot of noise, but they have the same thing in mind. It's a way to get themselves in power, stay in power at you and I expense and all the American people.
Well, and I suppose that's one of the faults with our election process, because once you're elected, you just start working on re-election, right? But let's tell people how to empower themselves. How do I make money in this mess?
Well, when they do silly things in Washington, D.C., certain things make money. And you notice that the price of gas has gone up at the pumps.
Sure has.
And what I tell investors, if you don't like paying for things, then you need to own them. So most people don't know that they don't have to just buy oil and gas stocks. They can buy the oil and gas. They can invest in production.
And do what? Put it in your backyard in a barrel?
No, you own it just like the speculators. They call them speculators. You can be a speculator too. So if you
Make T-shirts.
Yeah, that's right. I'm a speculator. You can invest in drilling programs, and you get tax write-offs to do that, which he wants to take away.
What about just the ETFs?
ETFs, no. It's nothing more than all an ETF is just it's like an average investment. They have everything in their little deal, so all you get to be is average. It's like an S&P 500 index fund. I don't want to ever have my investors doing anything that's average. I want everything that we do above average, and that's easy to do today.
Okay. You're saying stay clear of bonds, though. We might have interest rates going up.
They tell you that bonds are conservative investment. I can tell you, if interest rates go up, you're going to lose money.
Right.
So why in the world would you want to lose money? They don't tell you that because, remember, the big investment companies are marketing companies. They only sell two things. They sell stocks and they sell bonds, right? Well, you've got to buy something and they got to sell it to you, and they tell you that that's conservative. Well, I can guarantee you that if interest rates go up, I promise you'll lose money.
You're the consummate skeptic.
Well,
Let's talk about...
Hey, this is not rocket science.
Let's talk about the precious metals, because I can tell you they have been on fire.
Well, precious metals are a good thing, but I wouldn't tell people to buy gold, because if I have one chicken and you have 40 pounds of gold, I win, right? If you're hungry.
Sure.
So what we kind of like to do, and people buy it because they think that's the last ditch effort. But what you can do is you can invest in the marketplace of precious metals and natural resources.
Like the miners?
Yes,
like
exactly.
The mining stocks.
And so there's some great gold or precious metal type mutual funds out there.
Now, you say private real estate as well, even though we're in a housing debacle?
Well, yeah, but I don't want you to buy houses. I want you to go out there and buy, most people don't know that Walmart doesn't own their stores. They don't know that Lowe's doesn't own their stores. Walgreens doesn't own their stores. CVS pharmacies don't own their stores. Best Buy doesn't own their stores.
So you're talking about commercial real estate?
Yes, investors own that. And so Walmart is actually, if you're retired, they're actually sending you a check every month.
So this is through REITs?
It can be a REIT, but REIT is only a form of ownership. It can be a limited partnership. It can be a REIT. People misunderstand. We live in the richest country in the world. They never tell us how it works.
Steve, quickly, a lot of people are nervous right now, and you might start to see some people selling out and putting everything in cash on the sidelines until they figure this out. Should they do that?
Well, you know, that's what I say when they do silly things in Washington. You can make money on their silliness, because most people know that when things do badly in the economy, the precious metals, the natural resources, the oil and gas, managed futures, equipment leasing, senior secured notes, and private equity, those things do pretty well. But everything has a risk, and you have to realize you must understand what you're doing. And most companies do not teach that. You know, they don't teach us how capitalism works when we go to school. We get out and we flounder around, and nobody really knows how it works, and that's how they can take advantage of us. So we need to start over.
And make T-shirts.
Yes, let's make some T-shirts. I'll get you some.
Steve Orr, president of Orr Financial Group and the author of The Noisemakers. Thanks for being with us.
Hey, thank you for having me.